Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julie and I am the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. Today I'm going to be going over everything that I have knit in 2021. So grab your beverage of choice in knitting and you're in for an episode. I honestly have no idea how long this is going to be, so you may need to take it in segments and that's okay. I have like a bucket here, a box over there, and it's just like, it's crazy the amount of knitting that I've done in 2021. So let's dive right in. You can find me both on Instagram and Ravelry as Julia Knitter, and I will link everything I talk about down below this video. Now, since there's a lot of projects, what I'm thinking of doing is having a link to my Ravelry project page, as well as a link to all of my designs. Because if it's not one of my designs that I have knit, I have a Ravelry project page for it. I will not be linking every single individual thing because it would take me forever. And it's either a design or my Ravelry project page. So you should be able to find it there. If you do have any questions, list them down below this video. I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am. I'm really excited. If there's stuff that I don't have on hand that I've gifted, or I just couldn't find around my house, I will try and put some photos. But let's dive right in. I'm thinking of doing this by sections. So first up, let's go with garments. In last year, I have knit, the first two garments that I've knit was the Neapolitan sweaters for the girls. I will put a photo up here. That was knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes tweed, and I knit two of those, one for each of my girls. The second pattern, or third sweater that I knit was for myself, and I test knit for Chantel of Knititude, the Easy Eyelet Yoke cardigan. I decided to knit this out of Knit Picks Twill, which is incredible. I really love, and I really enjoyed this knit. I think this year I'm going to knit more with Twill because I really love the base. It is a worsted weight base, and they just have beautiful colors. This one was in the Sea Salt Heather, and I have a Ravelry project page with all the details of the needle sizes and all of that. I loved that pattern so much, as well as Twill, that after that sweater I decided to knit up the Easy Eyelet Yoke sweater by Knititude, Chantel. And I also used Twill for this one in the colorway Fiddle Head, which is this beautiful green. I really love it. Like I mentioned, I've worn these sweaters, especially this one, a lot this year. I found myself gravitating towards it because it was easy wear. Love the fabric. It's crazy soft. The stitch definition. I just really loved everything about it. So Twill for me is definitely a must-have yarn. And I have some, I think 2 sweater quantities in my stash that I definitely want to work up this year. I actually have another sweater quantity of the Sea Salt Heather because I love that gray so much. The fifth garment that I knit up was for my husband. I will put a photo up here. This was a test knit, but the pattern never came out because there was issues with the pattern. I knit this out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, Help Double. And I love the pattern. The fit did not go as I expected, so I'll keep you guys posted on that if he ever decides to publish the pattern, but I won't put any more details except for that. That pattern was never released. I do not know if it's going to be released. That was Vanson Design by Dell, so not sure where that's going, but I did knit that one up this year. And the last garment was also another test knit. That was something I did this year that I was really happy with. I did more test knits. I missed it. I used to test knit a lot before I became a designer, and I just think that it's a lot of fun following someone else's pattern and guidance, and people have incredible ideas. Sometimes I'm like, well, why didn't I think of that? And I just absolutely love their design, so I'm so grateful and thankful to be able to test knit for some people. I knit the Vecca cardigan by, it's either Anna Joanna or Anna Johanna. I'm not 100% sure. This cardigan was knit out of Knit Picks Stroll and Aloft. If you can't tell, I love Knit Picks. All right, I just do. Their yarn is crazy affordable, love them, and that's why I knit a lot of my sweaters out of it because, well, I love them. So this one I really love, and she mentioned that this pattern is going to be released in March of this year. I just really love it. I will put all of my finished object photos. I have a Ravelry project page for it with the size, and this uses no yarn, like none. I want to say about 150 grams of the fingering weight and maybe 100 grams of the mohair. Like, it was nothing at all. So last year I knit 6 garments. I also knit 3 pairs of mittens that I do not have. I knit the family scrappy mittens. I'll put photo. I knit 2 sets of these, one for each of the girls, out of Knit Picks Brava Minis. And then I also knit the Twist of Fate mitts out of Yarn Cafe Creations in the Eggnog colorway. Put a photo here. This year I also knit, I didn't grab any, did I? Oh, yeah, I grabbed one of them. I knit 4 hats? Double checking. I did write somewhat some notes, but it's a lot of patterns, okay guys? All right, 5, no, 5. I knit up 5 hats. So the first one that I knit up was the family marled family hat that I released late in 2021. I love this hat, okay? You can knit it using 2 strands of fingering weight. It's perfect for any leftover yarns that you have. It's just amazing all over, and the comfort of this is ridiculous. You can either have it more of a beanie, or if you want not to fold it over and you want it more of a slouchy, you can have that as well. So you can really decide on what type of look that you like. But yeah, so I knit this out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed Help Double in Dalmatian and North Sea Heather. Now that I'm showing these off to you guys, I'm really noticing a theme. I loved holding yarn double last year. I think I'm just noticing it now. I knit some hats with the double, some socks. So just really love it. Absolutely loved this hat. I also knit up, I'm looking, the Be Kind hat, which I gifted. I will put a photo here. I knit this out of Camellia Fiber Company in her worsted and held double with a loft? Not a loft. A loft is Knit Picks. Her mohair. And I also knit the High Desert yarn hat. Put a photo here. That was for Knit Picks out of their High Desert yarn wool. The other hat that I knit up is the White Oak hat that I knit out of a DK weight yarn and Camp Fiber yarns. Woo! And I also knit up the Autumn Crush hat, which is probably one of my favorites. I'll put a photo here as well. So last year I knit up 5 different hats, 6 garments, 3 pairs of mittens, and 1 throw. So the throw that I knit up last year was out of Knit Picks Swish Bulky, held double in the Cobblestone Heather colorway, and it's actually just sitting on my lap. I love this throw. It is huge. But it's the most comfortable thing, one of the most comfortable things that I've ever knit, and probably one of the ones I have the most around. I always have it either on our bed, on the couch. I just really love it. So that one is a really fun pattern, super simple, great for beginners. Also great for beginner if you're wanting to try cabling for the first time. It's huge cables, super simple. Okay, so that's all of my garments, all of my hats, all of my mittens, and all of my throw. Now we get into the meat of it all, which is the socks. It's gonna be a lot of socks. So put down below how many pairs of socks you think I completed last year. I'm curious to see how many you guys think I did. I did count them, so I do have a number. All right, might as well start with the big bucket. These will not be in chronological order because, well, I know I'm gonna miss some and then it'll all get messed up. So I'm just pulling out pairs of socks and then letting you know from there who and what and all of that. This was a pair of vanilla socks that I have obviously worn, and you can tell. I knit out of Nicole C. Mendez in her, is it the Daphne? I think it's the Daphne because she had a Bridgerton club, which I knit Daphne up for me, and I have she also had one that was Simon, which I'm planning on knitting up for Eric, which, I mean, if you watch anything Bridgerton, you will know like that would be perfect because they're a couple together, so yeah. So I knit up just a vanilla pair of socks. This one was my double-stranded sock pattern out of Camp Fiber Yarns in her Merry Grinchmas colorway. I absolutely am obsessed with my double-stranded sock pattern. I just think it's so much fun. It's so simple, it's squishy, it's amazing. I love it. Obsessed. I also knit up late last year my Molly of a Homespun House double-stranded socks. Either Christmas morning set. I'm trying to remember, but I have a project page for this. Really love that. Kay so generously gifted that one to me. And then my other double-stranded socks also. I did not weave in all my ends, okay? You just tuck those in and nobody knows. This is Artistic Lily in the Christmas at the Cabin colorway, which you guys really, really loved last year. And I do too. So I did a fun like detail at the cuff. So. The next pattern that I have is my Christmas Eve cast on box that I did with Beth of Beehive Yarns. This is in her Holiday Cheer sock set. You can find this as an individual download as well on my Ravelry shop. One of the last patterns I knit up last year was my Cold Winter Nights worsted weight. This was knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes tweed and worsted on Forest Heather and Dove Heather. I knit up this one for my Bridgerton collection. This is Daphne in Knit Picks Hawthorne Tonal in Daphne colorway. This one, if you are not a Patreon member, you would not have seen this, but I released a patron-only pattern, and this is using Full Moon Fibers, a 50/50 sock set in the Splash Pad colorway, holding fingering weight double, really a lot of fun, super cute way to use up 250-gram balls. This was the first pair of socks in the Coffee House collection this year. This was out of Things Created Equal in the Cafe Mocha sock set, so I called these one Cafe Mocha. This one was out of Yarn Cafe Creations, the leftovers of the eggnog. I knit up these beautiful socks, which I've called Lumos, which is a Harry Potter inspired pair of socks. We're getting there. We're getting. I'm just going to bring it up to my lap because, or up here because there is a lot of them. Keep on going, the Bridgerton collection. This one was the Duke of Hastings that I knit out of Knit Picks Stroll, hand painted in Pluto. Really fun. The last of the Bridgerton was Penelope, which is one of my favorites. I knit this out of Knit Picks Stroll, Tonal in Poppy Fields. Really love this pattern. I knit up another pair of double-stranded socks. This one was out of a homespun house in You Showed Me Color, I think. I really love those speckles. This one was so beautiful. And it was really nice because I cast these on while we went away on our first ever family vacation. So that will always hold a very special memory for me, that this pair of socks was knit during that little vacation. We did an overnight stay at a hotel, so really love that. This was out of the Oh Basic Cuff collection in Vita Lifestyle on her chamomile and lemongrass sock set. Next up is actually the first pattern I released last year. It is The Tale of Three Brothers in Knit Picks, Hawthorne Speckle, and Cobbler. You guys really loved this one. This was Candy Sprinkles that I released for the first ever Oh Basic sock collection. And a Sweet Skein of Mine on her Daydreamer sock set. This was a Lollipop socks out of Candy Shop Yarns. I don't remember the sock set name. It had like really fun little lace texture on it. You guys were slowly getting there. This was another pattern in the Oh Basic Cuff collection. This was out of Blush Yarns in the Sunny Butter colorway. This was Polka Dot Creeks on her Love Note sock set. Also for the very first Oh Basic sock collection. Stripes for Days, I think I called this one. This was knit out of Julie Asselin on her Nomad base. I called these my apple picking socks. Cute little apples. These were knit out of Camp Fiber Yarns for the Oh Basic sock collection, Mermaid Scales. I love this colorway from Laura so much. It's beautiful. Oh, this one my husband's been wearing, so I'm just going to show you one of them. This was the Forest Foliage. That it was the Design With Me Patreon. It was the Design With Me Patreon sock that we did. So the knitter Patreon members got to decide like what we did, if it was textured, if it was toe up, like everything they decided with me. It was a lot of fun. This was out of Less Traveled Yarns in Aspen. This is out of Hobie Yarn on the Unicorn Speckled, and I knit up my Gravel Path sock pattern. This one you do not see very well because I did not block them out, so I'll just put these on the sock blocker for you so you can really see them and all of their glory. Gravel Path is one of my favorite patterns that I've released because it's just amazing in every single yarn that you have. Doesn't matter if it's speckled, if it is self-striping, it just goes with everything. I think it's, I could be totally wrong, I think it's number 6, Hopeful, that I knit this out of. Like, do you see the pile of socks? The other one of the Oh Basic Cuff collection was out of Murray and Company wool, Murray and Goods wool, or Murray Company, in her Shenanigans sock set. This one is probably one of my favorite ones of last year. This was the last pattern in the Coffee House sock collection. Even Eric was like, I want those. I don't know if they'll fit him because I made them for me, my size, but I love, love, love these so much. You have the ribbing and it's just amazing. Things Created Equal, cold brew sock set. And the other one from the Coffee House sock collection, I don't remember the name of this one because I had cold brew, cafe mocha. I do not remember. But this was the other one from the Coffee House sock collection. Really fun, twisted stitches and cables. Looks complicated, but it's simple. I did the 1 week sock knitting challenge, and this was out of Sock Turnal in either it's fall or it's fall something. Just a pair of fun vanilla socks. Oh my god, I'm in the last pair of the bucket. This was out of Artistic Lily in Perched on Plum, and again, and not woven in. I knit this for the 1 week sock knitting challenge and decided to come out with the super cute fun pattern. So this is the French twist socks. Okay, bucket empty, but we still have some socks to go. Okay, so next up I have, I did it for the first 1 week sock knitting challenge last year. This was out of Camp Fiber Yarns in her Ice Castle colorway, and I loved this yarn so much that I decided out of 100 grams to knit up a pair for me and for my husband. So this was Eric's pair. I didn't have enough, so I remember I finished off with her Laura's Frostbite colorway. And then this was my pair. Ice Castle is probably one of my all-time favorite yarns like I've ever knit with, ever. I love it so much that Laura sent me another skein. Like, that's how much I love this color. Just so beautiful. So that's that pair. I knit myself up a DK weight pair of socks out of Laura of Camp Fiber for my perfect DK weight sock pattern. This was out of conch shell that I've worn nonstop, and you can really see, but I love it. Perfect for that DK weight skein of yarn. So this is Camp Fiber Yarns in conch shell. I also do not have the pair with me, but I finished 2 pairs of socks for my perfect worsted weight pairs of socks. I will put photos right here. I knitted out of We Are Knitters in the Mary Fine. So I knitted out of burgundy for myself and out of gray for Eric. So I'll put photos right here of those 2 pairs of socks. Eric has been wearing these. This one I knit out of Hobie in the for their Halloween knit along. I do not remember. I know this one's army green. This one is their black, but I do not remember the first colorway, the main color. I know that it is in unicorn. definitely check out my project page. I have it linked. I also finished, so this was Eric's pair of socks for Halloween. I also finished a pair of socks for myself on Halloween out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed and Persimmons Heather. Photo right here, using my double-stranded sock pattern. Told you guys, I knit like done last year, okay? This one was another fan favorite. This was my Autumn Crush socks that I knit out of Less Traveled Yarns in her macaroon colorway. I do not blame you guys. I love, love, love this pair of socks. Like, look at that cuff. I love it. I also do not have with me, I actually gifted those to my dad. Classic with a Twist. I came out last year with the 8O Basic Sock Men's Collection. And there's 3 patterns. I have 2 of them here. So this is my Wall Street socks that I knit out of Knit Picks Stroll. I don't really remember the name. A lot of fun. This one was Grandpa's Sweater Socks, which is another one of my favorite patterns of last year. This is out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed and Cobblestone Heather, potentially. And then Classic with a Twist, I will put a photo up here. That one was knit out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in Reindeer Heather, a nice beautiful brown. I also knit up towards the end of last year the girls' tube socks. So I knit 2 pairs of this. I knit this out of Nicole C. Mendez in her Christmas Cookies colorway. Held double. Sorry, there's somebody, my next door neighbor is backing out of their driveway. And I'm just like sitting in front of my window, chatting with myself with a camera. So, all right, they left. So I knit these held double with a Knit Picks Stroll Bear in Glimmer and Nicole C. Mendez in her Christmas Cookie self-striping. So I knit 2 pairs of these. And you guys, the last one I have on hand is a pair of toe-up socks that I knit last year for my toe-up tutorial. This is out of Tia's Terrific Thread in If You Are Happy colorway. And I used just a random speckled mini for the heel. Loved, loved, loved this. Wow. Okay, so that is all of the knitting that I have to share. I will pause right here just in case that I didn't have anything on hand, that I forgot something and I want to add something in, like little like photos of stuff. I will put that here. Thank you so much for watching. I came up last year with 45 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of mittens, 5 hats, 6 garments, and 1 throw for a total of 60 projects in 1 year. That's a lot. A lot. This year, my plan is to take it a little bit more easier. Maybe not like push myself like a mad woman, but I still want to enjoy myself and enjoy the knitting. So I have a few fun things planned for this year, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this YouTube video. And if you did, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I can't wait to share all the goodie and knitting that I will be doing this year. As always, everybody, happy knitting, and until next time.